Turkey has closed its airspace to Armenian airliners traveling to third countries, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu confirmed yesterday in an interview to the Russian broadcaster NTV. Çavuşoğlu called the unveiling of a monument commemorating the participants of Operation Nemesis last week in Yerevan unacceptable. Çavuşoğlu added, however, that the head of Armenia's parliament, Alen Simonyan, was allowed to travel to Ankara in order to participate in an upcoming parliamentary session of the Black Sea countries. According to Armenian media reports, Yerevan-Paris flights have already been cancelled as a result of Turkey's ban. Direct Yerevan-Istanbul flights have reportedly been unaffected. Operation Nemesis was a program organized by the Armenian Revolutionary Federation, or Dashnaktsutsun, that aimed to assassinate the Ottoman Turkish perpetrators of the Armenian genocide. Between 1920 and 1922, a clandestine cell of the Armenian Revolutionary Federation carried out 7 such killings, the best known being the assassination of Talat Pasha, the main orchestrator of the Armenian genocide, by Soghomon Tehlirian in Berlin. A German jury later acquitted Tehlirian on murder charges. And Armenia has improved its ranking in this year's World Press Freedom Index by Reporters Without Borders, again ranking highest in the South Caucasus region. In 2023, Armenia came in 49th place, up 2 places compared to last year. Neighboring Georgia came in 77th place, Turkey in 165th place, Azerbaijan in 151st place, and Iran is in 177th place. Russia ranked 164th. The report did, however, mention that Armenia is facing unprecedented levels of disinformation campaigns and hateful rhetoric. And a new census suggests Armenia's population has fallen below 3 million people for the first time since the country gained independence from the Soviet Union. That stands in stark contrast to the Armenian government's demographic goals, with Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan pledging in 2020 to raise the country's population to at least 5 million people within 30 years. Armenia's state-run statistical committee said last week that as of October 2022, the country's permanent population stood at roughly 2.93 million people, a nearly 3% decline from the last census in 2011 and an almost 9% drop since 2001. Armenia's current population, calculated separately, came in even lower, at about 2.64 million people. The Armenian government defines the permanent population to include people with permanent residency in Armenia, even if they have lived outside of Armenia for up to the last year. In contrast, the current population counts all people who were in Armenia on the day of the census, even if they do not have permanent residency. And Armenian clergymen are continuing to hold religious services in Nagorno-Karabakh's Dadivank monastery, despite Azerbaijani demands for the Armenian clergymen to leave the holy site. A spokesperson for the Mother See of Holy Ejmiadzin told Armenian Public Radio that Russian peacekeepers have been ensuring the safety of those at the monastery. The spokesperson added that last week, certain Azerbaijani officials demanded that Armenian clergy members leave Dadivank, describing the medieval monastery as Caucasian Albanian, and that it will eventually be controlled by the Albanian Udi religious community. Dadivank is a 9th century monastery in the northern part of Karabakh. After the 2020 war, the monastery fell on the Azerbaijani side of the line of contact. However, it remains under the full control of Russian peacekeepers, who allowed Armenian pilgrims to continue visiting the holy site since 2020. Azerbaijani officials have repeatedly circulated false claims that the monastery is not Armenian, but in fact Caucasian Albanian, referring to an ancient state that at one point held much of the territory that makes up modern-day Azerbaijan.